Hyalual. Science and results.
Hello everyone. My name is OKSANA PASHKOVSKA. I am a dermatologist and an international speaker for the company Hyalual. Today we're going to talk about the nasolacrimal and palpebromalar grooves. Of course, these are the things that spoil the appearance of the face, giving it a look of fatigue and age. And if we can correct this area, we will always achieve a good result. Of course, to correct mild nasolacrimal grooves, we can use a filler. It will camouflage the issue and refresh the face, but choosing the right product is crucial. My favorite for correcting the periorbital area is the Alexa filler by Hyalual. The key point is that this filler has low hygroscopicity, meaning it doesn't draw water from the surrounding tissues. It's not hydrophilic. It doesn't cause swelling, and it doesn't compress lymphatic or other capillaries, which is important because in this area, any disruption of lymphatic flow will be noticeable and will negatively affect the appearance of our patient. That's why I recommend you pay attention to the Alexa filler by Hyalual for correcting the periorbital area. And now let's take a look at our patient. So our patient, Tatiana, she is 48 years old, and we are analyzing her face. We can see a slight skeletal appearance in the area of the deep of the supraorbital fat, so we can take note of that. And of course, we can inject filler to slightly lift the tail of the eyebrow and generally refresh the upper third of the face. But our main focus, of course, is on the periorbital area. Look at the nasolacrimal groove. It's quite pronounced. It's formed by the orbital ligament, which pulls the skin inward in this area, and above it we can see a bulging caused by fat pads. The groove also continues and transitions into the palpebromalar groove. And our task is to camouflage it. This most pronounced indentation, we need to push it out using filler. It might also be helpful to slightly refresh the cheekbone line so that it gives us a bit of rotation of the orbital ligament as well, and gently lifts the tissues of the lower eyelid. And so we've identified the most prominent point of the cheekbone. This is the so-called apex. After checking that it doesn't align with the molar, we will inject the bolus, using Alexa volume to create a kind of support for the tissues. A lifting point to slightly pull the tissues laterally and relieve the load in the medial part of the cheek, especially when we're talking about the periorbital area. So that's what we're going to do now. How do I find the entry point for the cannula in order to correct the lower eyelid? I ask the patient to look straight ahead. And along the lateral edge of the iris, I mark a point, but it should be above the edge of the zygomatic process, so that it lies above the zygomatic ligament, like this. And so, we want to slightly lift the tail of the eyebrow, reduce the appearance of wrinkles in the upper third of the face, so we've decided to fill the deep supraorbital fat. We locate the fusion line, which is the crista frontalis. We can palpate it with a finger, and indeed, from this access point, it will be convenient for us to fill this area. I marked with a marker where there was clear skeletalization of this area. The marker shows me where I need to inject the filler volume. In this case, I will be using Xelaredam 2.2 by Hyalual.